treif, it still is only a temporary suspension. And on the contrary, he seems to be suggesting to have rachmanas on him when he decides to get his act together again, and he is to be trusted, mamish, as though nothing ever happened. Now that is because, after all is said and done, he overlooked the chaylev. Now, if someone is just a little bit more mischievous, and things ring a little bit more with a conspiracy than just overlooking things. For instance, if somebody sells shuman, has a chazaka that it's shuman and it turns out that it's really chaylev, or if somebody sells what he knows for a fact to be translated b'cheskas kashrus, for kosher prices, obviously, this person is removed, and we will not even allow him to come back and sell nuts, says the Agas Ashri, unless he truly proves to us that he repented from his ways. And how would he prove that? One way is if he happened to find an aveda, he found something that was lost, that was worth a lot of money, and he returned it, or he's working with treif and he admits that it's treifa. And in a sense, it's really frightening what the Agas Ashri concludes with. He says, this is quote, "Hamaycha treifos b'cheskas kashrus." Somebody sells treifos, b'cheskas kashrus, that he knows for a fact is treifa, and he does so to make a considerable profit. And he dies koydem she'asa tshuva, before he did tshuva. When it's prohibited to engage in his kura. Even if dogs eat him or lick up his blood, it is prohibited to chase them away. But if he did tshuva, there is nothing that stands in the way of tshuva. My father was suggested perhaps that the kavan over here is the tikkun for his neshama would be that the dogs lick his blood. It says in regard to basa treif, l'kelef t'shluchan eisai. So being that he casted the basa treif upon anyone else, perhaps this is part of his tikkun. Whatever the case may be, the Agas Maimoni stresses that and if he did do tshuva, of course, he is treated properly. There's a legend told that there were two orphan boys that began to exchange. They were first delivery boys for a kosher butcher, and they started exchanging non-kosher meat for kosher meat and making a considerable profit, and they went on to become big butchers and very, very rich. And there were epidemics in the city of Cracow. Children were dying, women were dying young, there were tenasim, no one quite knew why, and all of these years people were eating treifos. And finally, when they ironically married off their daughters to Talmidei Chachamim because they could afford to do so, one of the butchers heard his Adam learning and repeating this Agas Ashri time in and time out again, and they realized how serious his avlu was, and he came running to the Migala Amukos, then Rav of Cracow, according to the legend. The Migala Amukos gave them a long and difficult tshuva, including taking any of the earnings, the mansions, the houses, the clothes that they had from this, and to totally burn it. Then they had to go into Galus. One of them was nifted before the other one, and he revealed that their tshuva was accepted. Whatever the case may be, the Agas Ashri speaks for itself. The Gemara Vayta is still on the same topic. In the Mishnah we learned that the aim hatavach and nemanin al gid hanasha, butchers are not to be trusted with the gid hanasha, so says the mayor.